And I always told E-40, I said, 40, this is your Illmatic, this is your Chronic, this is your Doggy Style. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I felt when it dropped in 95 with the everything that it was up against and all the different projects that was out. It just had so many, like D said, standout songs on there. And it was like, yo, the way he put them together, the lyrics, the bringing his crew in on certain songs, you know, and rapping with other top dogs from his region. It was incredible. And if you went from anywhere from here all the way up to Seattle, all the way across Arizona, every single car was bumping E-40. And like that Bumble was just so cold. It's one of my favorite opening songs on the album.
Y'all know what it is. Another one unlike the other one. We doing it in a major way today. Got E-40, boss of the Bay. You know what I mean? Wordsmith, linguist, lyricist, all the above. And, you know, it was man, though. We had to slide up there and acknowledge what our brothers up the way doing, man, and what they been doing. This is a cold joint right here. And the kickoff, you know what I mean? He's spitting that game, you know what I mean, and letting you know what you in for. You know, he come in letting you know this something unlike you used to. And I always respected 40 because I love originality and uniqueness, you know, and he definitely embodies that. So, you know, we happen to be working on our album during the same time when this dropped, the LBC Crew album, Intro to Endo. So I didn't really get to ride as hard off all the joints on this album. Right. But he had so many standouts on here. You know, all you do is just pop it in. You know what I mean? And yeah. All you do is pop it in, and them you wasn't riding to. Don't worry about it. The next one coming on is gonna get you.
Exactly.
You know, but every song on there had a meaning. Every song was from his artistic direction, and during the time when it came out, I believe 1995. You didn't really get that from a lot of artists because a lot of artists was following the status quo, whatever they labels was telling them that they needed to give them as artists. Right. Okay, we need a political song. Yeah. We need a song for the women. Yeah. You know, we need a song for the club. And, you know.
That's what that independence.
That's what that independence game did.
You know, give you, because this dropped in 95. With Sick With It Records, because they had Sick With It Records, shout out to them, and Jive Records, which was
they collaborated with Jive.
Yeah, it was a collaboration with Jive, but they were independent still, as you know what I'm saying. E-40 always pushed that independent, you know, hustle, you know,
owning his own
you
masters.
can do it, you know what I'm saying. Nobody can stop you type. That's always the motivation I got from E-40, just in Sick With It, just like the whole clique. Everybody just like doing what they do. It was real because he was saying, like, I don't know if they used to sell their CDs or stuff out of the trunk.
Probably so. That's how Too Short came up getting it up there. So
real independent, like
they probably followed that process.
Like, I got the product, like it was dope, and it was really dope.
Or they probably had a spot like these particular taco trucks we be seeing in different spots.
That be dope?
And they just showed up at a particular location, and you knew they was gonna be there when they knew shit was out. So you could cop it for, like they used to do at the Compton swap meet.
Yep. Yeah. I know a few artists who got those. They got the SUVs and the vans and this rap.
They be in the rap. Yep.
They be in the parking lot. Serving, you know what I'm saying?
Serving that legal yay in the yay area.
First $1 million independent deal, E-40. Mark that down in hip hop. First. The first $1 million independent deal is E-40. You know what I'm saying? So give him all his. Yeah, man, like come in on the intro, chipping the phone. It's kind of like he flipping, paying homage to his homie Spice One with the, you could tell that the East Bay was his home. More male than the rest of the pushers, because he had a chop suey in the bushes, you know, and Spice had that because he had a more Tech 9 in the bushes. Boom, boom, you know, so.
Yeah, and Spice on this album.
And Spice on this album. And then like the Bumble is like the first song on this in a major way. And I always told E-40, I said, 40, this is your Illmatic, this your Chronic, this is your Doggy Style. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I felt when it dropped in 95 with the everything that it was up against and all the different projects that was out. It just had so many, like D said, standout songs on there. And it was like, yo, the way he put them together, the lyrics, the bringing his crew in on certain songs, you know, and rapping with other top dogs from his region. It was incredible. And if you went from anywhere from here all the way up to Seattle, all the way across Arizona, every single car was bumping E-40. And like that Bumble was just so cold. It's one of my favorite opening songs on the album. Is the Bumble. You know what I'm saying? Like that beat,
I fuck with that.
The bars is ridiculous.
And it got that Bay mob to it. You know what I mean? See, like I said, we was talking the other day about how different regions. Now, we both from Cali.
Right.
But the Northern California sound, vibe, essence is totally different from the Southern California vibe.
Absolutely, yep.
But we collaborate and make songs together. You know, I done got in with Sally Sale, Richie Rich, you know, all and our collaborations always come out stellar and spectacular because they do them so well and we do us. You know, they with the pimp playing, hustling, you know what I'm saying? We with the banging, slanging, jacking, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the mentalities are separate, but
similar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that's that Cali
Bumble,
slang.
the Bumble got that, you know, you know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, it got that.
New Click shit ain't no punk out.
Yeah.
Pedestrian stumble because it sound like a gorilla trying to get up out the trunk.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is beating down your block.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, that shit is so. But you right, like, you know, the Bay with the mob music, you know, Cali with the G-Funk Southern side of things. You got, you know, these different things, but the funk is the ingredient that, you know, locks us in with the Bay. It's the funk. You know, when they had up there Sly Stone. You know what I'm saying? Sly and the Family Stone. In the Bay, you feel me? Like they in their history of their music scene, it's a lot of similarities with us. It's the jazz scene in like the 20s and 30s here, jazz scene 20s and 30s there. They had workers working on railroad plants and all that coming in from the South and Midwest and Chicago and all these places, and we had the same thing coming in, you know, into the city here. So it was like, there's a lot of parallels in history of our music scenes that we don't even know about. And I had to make the connection working on this little project I'm working on, made me realize how much we are actually like parallel existences. And then it's like, oh, we took the funk this way, they took the funk that way.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? But you rapping street shit, they rapping street shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, okay, what unfolded up there? The Black Panthers, the Pimps. You know what I'm saying? What unfolded down here?
You want to know.
The Crips. You know what I'm saying? So
you want to know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It gave you that taste of what it's like out there. Like, okay. Like, because, you know, we visit. You would think that we go back and forth. We're there like all the time because it's like a hop, skip, and a jump. You would think that.
Hop,
you know what I
skipping
mean?
4, 5, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
on the road.
On the road.
Yeah.
You would think that, you know what I mean? But you're right. When we connect, it's like we're not really like different at all. We connect, and it's like we're all one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, because like you said, like this album right here, when this dropped, I was in high school. You know, so E-40, like the Click, like my uncle turned me on to like, he used to play like Sugar T. You know what I'm saying? Too Short, like he had all of this. And I'm like, where you get this from? Because they not selling this in like the warehouse, right?
Game
it wasn't in the warehouse. So I'm like, where are you getting this? So I had to listen to his stuff. Like he turned me on to a lot of that Bay Area music though.
Right.
Spice One, like all of that. So this right here was like the introduction to me of E-40.
Right,
you know what I mean? So I really felt.
How many times you had to hit rewind to understand what he was saying?
It took a minute, but this is what I love about E-40 slang. The way it's like he talks in code all the time, I like that. I really like that because I like to be intricate with my bars when I write. So just listening to him, I used to say like, you know, he's one of those real hard unorthodox rappers, and he's underrated.
Right.
For sure.
You know,
Right.
me, he's very underrated.
For
you
sure.
know,
Criminally underrated.
Yeah. I just don't think he gets a lot of the props he deserves. Lyrically, I think people should, because he is you have to rewind to like.
Yeah, he's a wordsmith. That's
he's
what
a
I said.
wordsmith.
He's
Like,
definitely.
I remember one time when they were saying he was going to do a dictionary. Like,
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
This is how much of he be on his wordplay and all that kind
And
of
we
stuff.
was
So
waiting for it too.
Yeah,
we was waiting for it.
I need that dictionary. I'm putting it together for you, but that dictionary will help a whole lot more.
The slang dictionary.
Right.
Hey, if anybody needed one or anybody could do one, he would be dope.
No doubt.
Because they was taking his words out there.
Yeah.
People was taking his words and running with
words out here.
Look,
they was
please
taking his
believe
words
it.
in other
Yeah,
states.
you know what I'm saying?
He was setting the trend for the
He was setting the trend for a lot.
He had a lot of
lingo.
slang, a lot of slang words
Lingo
that we
king.
was using.
And then that next one, come on. Dum, dum, dum.
I ride sideways, this way, that
My
way.
boy Mac Shine.
What?
Yeah, I done did music
I ride
with Mac Shine
sideways, this
too.
way, that way.
Funk
Mob
Lord.
shit, bitch.
What?
Hey, look.
Mob shit,
Big look
bitch.
like mob shit, bitch.
He gets straight to the shit,
He
dog.
gets straight to the
Straight to it.
Yeah.
He legit get straight to the shit. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Sideways.
Yeah,
together
no
too,
filter, no filter. This is
Dealer,
what it
my
is.
guy.
This
Yeah,
what it
D
is.
Shot too. The whole clique, man. Now, and nepotism be damned. 40 put his family right next to him when they did their thing. Like, we finna get this money as a family. And, you know,
They
I
all
believe
had talent.
they did.
How
They-
can you lose?
They
You
did.
can trust each other, and,
That-
and you know everybody gonna come through. That
Ex-
was a no-brainer.
Exactly. And it was like, you know, the people who we interact with that's, you know, from our region and others outside of that or whatever, it's going to be a click thing. First and foremost, you hear it on the intro and you hear it on the outro to this in a major way.
Yeah, for real.
And so it's like when you build something, the example I learned from him was don't build something where you're dependent on outside forces for your success.
Right.
Right.
You can count on your brothers. You can count on your sister.
sure
And you can count on your damn self to get, you know, to put in all the effort necessary to get to where you aiming at. And he exemplified that by his business model with Sick With It Records.
Yes.
And,
Man,
yeah,
I
and they
super
had
respect
their own
that.
sound. Yeah, they had their own sound, and they kept it with that. I mean, they like deep in that mob sound because when you hear it, it's like we really bass heavy down here in the South. You know what I'm saying? And with the little highs and the little spooky piano and all that shit. But, you know, they got a rhythm to their shit.
Yeah, they swinging.
Yeah. It's like a vibe. It's a vibe.
They funky with it. That's that funk.
But I really I do respect 40 Water for what he did with his family, you know what I mean? Because, you know, there are a lot of I know personally, you know, I ain't here to blast nobody, but I know personally a lot of people who got talented siblings that they didn't touch with a 10-foot pole to help them get into the game. You feel me? So, so you know, it's always always a choice. Yeah. And it's always, do I want to, you know what I mean, mess with my family or not? And he chose to put his family on, put them in position. You know what I'm saying? And that's not always an easy thing. I got talented siblings. And it's not always an easy thing to try to put your family in position. Sometimes it could be harder than just working for yourself to get into position. So
I can see that. So I can see that.
I really, really respect 40 for that.
Me too.
You know, and then they did it big, man, and they rolled sideways and all the way into spitting. You know what I'm saying? The next joint. You feel me? And he was really spitting on that joint.
What? The game.
The game.
Yeah.
Giving homage. Okay, so y'all know me on this show, I always keep score when it come to being an MC on a project, when it come to lyricism, and when it comes to the culture of hip hop. I keep score. Sometimes I talk about the score. Sometimes I'm just sitting here mentally keeping score. 40 Water. There's a lot of people in different places that might not understand how sharp of an MC he is and what his hip hop IQ is. You feel me? Because I'm in the trenches online and I see what people say from other places that are so-called tastemakers and gatekeepers. And it's our job to educate people when it comes to the West Coast. When it comes to hip hop on the West Coast, that's our job. I don't see that job belonging to nobody coming out of the East or the South or the Midwest. You know what I mean? I see that being a West Coast job. So let me educate y'all. On spitting, he already paying homage to who? Run DMC. Dave cut the record down to the bone, and now he got me rocking on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? 40 took the motherfucker to the dome, and now I got me rocking on the microphone. That's that homage that's letting you know his hip-hop IQ is up there.
Right.
Because he gonna flip this Run DMC, which means what? He was paying attention to his history and those who came before him. And I'm gonna have more examples later. But anyway, I just wanted to get that one off because it's very important that we educate people, man. Let them know what's up with this right here.
And show that we really hold no bias over here for nobody in hip hop. We're hip hop over, man. You can go in the hood, and if it's four low riders parked right there, if they ain't banging no oldies, you subject to hear something from everywhere. You subject to hear, you know, something from all areas banging out of people's cars. It's their preference of hip hop. So we really we don't discriminate like, oh, I'm not going to listen to that, or I'm not going to acknowledge that because this comes from over there. If it's dope, we just recognize it as being dope. Period.
Period.
Yeah.
Ooh, here I be.
Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man.
Come on, was that a classic?
Oh, that was a classic.
It sprinkled me a classic.
That was a classic.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
It definitely ranks as a classic.
It's a classic. I mean, they did that. I loved how he let his sister shine. On that, like, you know, Sugar T came out and she did her thing and she represented, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially for the Bay, because then you got to hear how, you know, I mean, you got I think it's a lot of ladies too from the Bay that I think, you know, don't get as much love as they probably
Conscious
should.
Daughters,
you know
Marvelous.
Yes. Conscious Daughters, Marvelous. You know what I mean? Sugar T is another one for sure. You know what I'm saying? She would be one of the
definitely
Mystic.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like 357. You know what I'm saying?
Town 357.
You know what I mean? Let's go.
Yeah.
You said got them crazy.
Yeah.
Oaktown had me dancing. But anyway, no, I think that
Hammer
Sugar
Girls.
T was a real, I think she kind of set the tone to a degree for the lady sound in the Bay. You know what I mean? You had
Same with
something
the Danger
to
Zone too.
Yeah, you kind of had something to okay, this is what, you know what I'm saying, this is what the girls, because I was kind of young, so, you then you get introduced to all the rest of the ladies once you try to get a feel I like that. I like how they make music out there, so now I want to find out who else making music out there, and then you get turned on to everybody.
She made you want to research
Exactly. She made me kind of want to research all the rest of the girls. That's how I got turned on, Marvelous. You know what I'm saying? Marvelous is real dope. You just kind of Conscious Daughters. You just kind of you start digging in the crates more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the Bay, oh man. So now I'm, because listening to E-40, getting turned on to E-40 and the click, it kind of, like I said, it introduced me to Spice One and all that. So it really made me well, who else out there that I don't know about? Because their music is not at the main record store. So now you gotta find, because they was real independent, but they was getting their money.
Yeah, no doubt.
They was getting their
No
money,
doubt.
though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why, you know what I'm saying, today a lot of them is good. Because a lot of that stuff was independent. And they really show you what the independent game really do.
Yeah, I think that was a good single for him to drop, that Sprinkle Me, because it had a fun side to it. You know what I mean? And it was, it's new lingo, and the feeling of it was, it was inviting.
I'd be more hipper than the hippopotamus. Get off
your head like a neurologist. Pushing more weight than nothing. Got a partner by the name of Tupacalypse.
Oh, was he
what?
not breaking it? That's what I'm saying. You really gotta go dissect this man's bars.
Them two bars. He came off on this single with 2 bars, taking heads off, and then he went straight into his player mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He do that. He spazzed out. Hey, he spazzed out. Yeah, I think that's probably where Silk the Shocker tried to kind of incorporate a little bit of his style.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Now that we speaking on it, because 40 would be on some player shit, then he'll spaz out for about six bars or 8 bars, and then he'll break it back down.
Right back down.
Yeah, on the real. And that out of bounds skit, my goodness, bro. You usually, when you know everything, you usually skip the skit or something, or you just let it play if you ride and you ain't tripping. But the way they did that fool on that out of bounds skit, when he thought he was finna go over there and get his little willy off,
right?
I'm finna get some.
yeah. Boy, look. They hit him with some artillery.
My God.
Because how realistic is that?
It's real.
It's too realistic.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But that song, though, the skit leading into the
Dusted and Disgusted.
Oh,
Dusted
my God.
That's one of my favorite songs off the album.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, because you are
cold-hearted.
Dusted and Disgusted.
You go there as soon as that motherfucker come on. Yeah, that's your shit.
Some cold-hearted.
Yeah.
No, definitely, everybody showed up. I mean, Spice One was on there.
Yes.
Who else was this?
Mac Mall. Shout out Mac Mall. Nobody don't. Hey, y'all better understand. Mac Mall got some shit.
Yeah.
He got some shit out right now too.
Yeah.
I mean, some shit that y'all need to go listen to right now.
He was on there too. And
Spice One killed this. Spice One had 2 verses on that thing.
He did.
I tripped off of that. I was like, dang, Spice One came in there twice. He was like, look, I got something else, bro. Don't even trip.
That's just how he is, too. I got about 3 or 4 songs with Spice One. That's just how he is. Come on, you got another beat? Let's put another beat up. Let's go.
Man.
Spice is Mr. Let's Go.
Yeah.
Nah, that Spice came off. Tupac
Keep
was on there.
that chopper ready.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah.
Tupac came off on there.
He did.
He was talking that shit.
He did.
It's really a posse cut that don't get talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? Dusted and Disgusted is a worthy posse cut.
It is.
It's worthy of conversation.
It's a posse
You got
cut.
straight up E-40 legend, Spice One legend, Tupac legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What more do y'all need?
Yeah.
And that beat is stupid.
It
You
is.
know what I'm saying?
Richie Rich. Oh, we forgot young
Let us-
Richie Rich was on there too.
Richie Rich was on Dustin.
I think he was
Yes, he
talking
was.
on there somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think he probably did. Yeah, I don't think he
was
spit on there.
I think he was talking because I think I heard him in the beginning. I gotta go check.
I don't think he spit on there.
Just a go harder. Hey man,
Yeah.
Ghetto War
Got
Games.
bars on there.
Revenge on the rebound. War games. Droughts. Ouch. I like when he said, if it was a fifth, the world would be drunk. I'm heated. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was like, well, if it was a fifth, the world would be drunk. I'm heated, nigga.
Man.
We ain't going off ifs.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I think he was talking on there.
Yeah,
but
I
he's
think
on
he's
there
talking because
too.
I could recognize his voice in the beginning.
Yeah, they included like, you know what I mean, the whole clique. So that was dope. And then what's even
Matter
cool?
of fact, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say what's even cooler that you know how sincere that was. All them people they still tight today.
Oh yeah, because I was finna mention. That's what I was finna mention. Last time I talked to Richie Rich when I did a collabo with him, maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, he called me legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all on the phone.
Yeah, we was on. How long was we on the phone?
Hours.
Yeah, we was on the phone about 2 hours.
just talking. Just
Hey.
We was on the
real
phone
talk.
for like 2 hours.
But it was like
The-
it
my
was
kids,
yesterday.
man, been over.
That's
Cali
what I
Connect.
mean. Yeah, that's what I mean by that real.
Damn,
authentic,
hey,
solid
Bila is the
circle.
boy. Man, that boy is a hog. He a dog with it, boy.
go straight to
He
it.
get straight to it.
I like
Yeah.
B legit because he don't have no filter. He told her, "Oh, you ain't got no money? Okay, well look, check this out. I'll be back when you get your
When you-
check,
yeah,
and
and
then
we can
maybe
go
we
to
can
the
go to the
mall.
mall.
Yeah.
Or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Damn.
I said, wait a minute.
they keep that P in that game up there, boy.
I said, all right, cool.
Yeah, he
she
had-
ain't getting nothing unless they could go to the mall. Like, yeah, you go
Yeah,
and get that
Bila,
bread up.
he a real one, boy. He be going straight at him.
Yeah,
I love when
too.
him and E-40 hook up because it feel like, you know, they going back and forth like EPMD on you niggas, man.
do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do.
That's what I love about
They
it.
do.
Yeah.
And they kicking game.
And they kick
just
it.
kicking
They,
game.
yeah, they kick it game, bro. I ain't talked to Bila in a long. We got an old joint that we did a long time. It's probably 20 years old. We did a video to it too. You know what I'm
Remember we was
saying?
going back and forth up there? Remember with C-Style and Daz, Dillinger, and
Yeah.
all that? We was back and forth
Back
up
and
there,
forth,
they was
going back.
coming
Yeah,
down there,
exactly.
clubbing and all that shit.
Yeah.
We used to have a blast.
Yeah, man.
And that One Love. Now you can't.
Oh my
One
God.
love,
You
one
can't,
love.
you can't ignore that.
Come on, man.
One love.
That's a classic
One
too.
love. Levitti. Only one love.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah,
joint
that was
right there.
Houdini enters the conversation.
More homage paid across the continent.
Across the
Man,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, more homage
Studio
paid.
tone.
Man.
Produced
Studio
The L,
tone
the
come
L.
through. Studio
Yeah.
tone come through every
Studio
time.
tone don't
Yeah, Studio
Yeah.
Tone is heavy on this, but the Mike Mosley
Mike Mosley.
Sam
Mike
Bostic.
Mosley, Sam Bostic.
and Studio Tone heavy on production on here. You got one from Funk Daddy, and yeah, that's it. That's what it do.
Yeah.
That's why this has a sound.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
album has a sound.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? He had the right ingredients for the gumbo.
He catered to his fan base. You know what I'm saying? He like, shit, this what we do up here. I'm going to make our music. You know what I mean? I'm going to make my music, which is our music, so y'all going to love it. And I think, you know, like you always do, Crook, you give insight to the up-and-coming artists, and you sprinkle them with gems and game as we go along throughout our show. And I think that's real important to note that first and foremost, you want to create a sound that's true to who you are.
Right.
You know, you don't want to try to be trendy or hop on a bandwagon that's really not indicative of your style and approach to music.
Right.
First and foremost. But if you can, make sure the second thing you do After that is you have to secure home base. Home base is so vital to your elevation and advancement as an artist, because when the world sees how your city and how your peers and how your homies rock with you, that resonates with them for them to know that what you're saying is probably genuine.
Right.
And that's the vibe, and that's the understanding where you come from.
Yes.
So when they see that you know you got it locked down at home, that provides the avenue for global expansion to me. Because if they ain't really fucking with you at home, how's they gonna feel you everywhere else when they don't see the impact that you have? This album was brought to you by Mercedes of Long Beach, 2300 Spring Street in Signal Hill, California. Much love for the support. When you want to ride fly, check out Mercedes-Benz of Long Beach.